Hi, my name is Maddie, and I'm going to be doing a lesson on letter recognition for the kindergarten level for the language arts standard category. So the theme for the lesson is going to be dinosaurs, my personal favorite for little kids. So before we start this particular lesson, to give the kids some more background information, I'm going to have them watch a Jack Hartman alphabet song video and have them sing along because music helps memorizing. And then I will read a dinosaur book that also has to do with alphabet too. And I mean, you can pick any sort of dinosaur book or any sort of alphabet book. That's just, I found one that kind of ties them both together. So they'll do those two things, listen to a story, sing a song, and then they'll break out into little groups. So I got these little dinosaur cards with the letters and little dinosaurs on them, so it matches the theme as well. And then the way that I set up the lesson is that I'll have a rice bin or bean or anything to just kind of hide the cards in them. And then it helps like with sensory too, so it kind of doubles as that as well. So what the kids will do is they will dig in the rice bin or bean bin and they'll pull out a letter. And then they will say the letter out loud to themselves, and then they will also say the sound. So for example, if I was a student doing it, I would pick one and I would say V. V says V, V. And then they would grab their little handout, their worksheet, so something similar to this, and then they could use a paint dauber or stickers or anything to just kind of mark off that they found that. So because I found the V, I'll find the V on my handout, and then I'll daub it or put an X on it or circle it or do a dinosaur sticker, which is what I would do for my lesson, because it also helps with fine motor, taking the sticker off and putting it on, and then it matches the theme, so just that connection. And then they'll go around and do that until they find all of the letters. So they'll just keep digging and keep digging. You could also do this as like a scavenger hunt, so you could post them around your classroom, like hiding them on the wall and behind, classroom chairs, under desks, things like that, and have them find it. And then once this is complete, they can put it, turn it in the basket. And then at the end of the lesson, I will do an assessment and just kind of check. As the students are doing these in their own little table groups, they can take turns and pull the letter cards if you have them set up as groups. Or you can just have it be one of the options for other stations for language arts time as well. But at the end, I'll do an assessment where I will have the kids, connect to letters in different categories. And I will test them on their letter matching because again, they're letter matching on here. So to make sure that they are understanding the expectation and meeting the expectation, they will have been able to match them all to meet this standard or meet the expectation. And then if they're only partially meeting it, they'll have at least half of them correct. And then if they're not quite meeting expectations or below at the expectation for the lesson, they'll only be able to match about a quarter of them. So like I said, at the end of the lesson, I will give them another test at the end, and it will have a set of alphabet letters on this side, a set of alphabet letters on this side, and then they'll have to just draw a line to match it. That would be one option. You can make it your own, but that's how I would do it. I think it would just be the easiest. And then for the sounds of the letters, the letter sounds for the portion of this lesson and the standard, I will pull each student up to my desk or table area, and I will have them tell me the letter sound of each letter. So that would look like A says ah, and then they'll go through all of the letters, and then I will mark down on a form how many they were able to sound out, like to make this sound correctly, and just see where they're at on that. Again, for the meeting my expectations or the expectations for the lesson, to be above the expectation, they would be able to do them all right off the bat or meet the expectation. And then to be a little bit below the expectation, they'd only be able to do about a quarter of them. To meet them, they'd be at half. So, and that's for the sounding out and the letter recognition for the expectations. To recap on the lesson, I will have them watch the video again, the Jack Hartman video, and then we'll kind of go around and we can talk about different like facts and things about dinosaurs to then again relate it to that theme, because the important thing is to catch their attention, and a lot of an interesting topic for kindergartners, and something that can be incorporated in all the standards, all the subjects, could be something like dinosaurs or farm animals, or when they're young, at that very early elementary education, you want to make sure that you're getting their attention and they're involved and they're excited to learn the standard. Because if you just said, okay, we're learning the alphabet, they'll be like, okay. But if you say, we're going to learn the alphabet by doing a dinosaur activity, or then they might be more involved and more excited to learn, and it'll catch their attention more. So finding those ways that you can relate your lesson into the topic is key. So again, my big lesson, my big part of it would be to have the kids pull the letter cards out, say the sound to themselves at their table. So E says eh, and then they would go on their sheet and take a dinosaur sticker or however you want to do it, and they would put that on the E. And then they wouldn't be done with the activity until they have found all of the letters in their rice bin and marked them all off. And then they've also said them out loud to themselves. So if I went through them all right now, it would be a lot more time consuming, and it would take a lot more time. But there's different ways that you can change it to make it, your own, by still basing it off of this similar idea. So another little background thing that I thought would be to post them around the classroom, or you could even do this with letters, or numbers instead of letters. So if you wanted to do it like with a math instead, same idea. You could have them draw it out of a bin of whatever you want, and there's some sort of sensory to get that going, because a lot of kids learn with hands-on, and then sensory is a big thing. But you can make it, your own, and then you can even tie science into it by doing like the different types of dinosaurs as well. So yeah, and then I would go back and just recap and do the Jack Hartman song again, because music is huge for memorization, and I will be implementing music a lot into my classroom. So that is my lesson. I can't wait to hear your thoughts.